Welcome on the Deadwood Jedi. I'm really happy today because I have a guest on. I have a friend on, Echo Gaming. You can see him, Echo Raid Shadow Legends, Echo Gaming, Echo Diablo. I kind of got to know him from Diablo Immortal, and he's an excellent content creator. I think he has one of the most entertaining channels you will find with a really kind of unique take if you haven't checked him out. If you guys are fans of, I would say if you guys are fans of Ash, or you're fans of like the way like Nub does his content, you are going to absolutely fall in love with Echo. I think he does a great job of presenting stuff. He has a very, very small ego and a lot of fun with doing his videos. So he's really fun to watch. But I'm super happy to have you on, man, because I know you're relatively new to the game. Like I said, I enjoy watching your content, but I also enjoy just hanging out with you. We just finished up doing a collab that's going to be on his channel, and I'm going to have his stuff linked down below. So make sure to go check him out because I think you guys will enjoy his content. But hey, buddy, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm stoked to be on your channel. I wasn't expecting this. This is a nice treat, and I'm happy to hear that you like the content, man. I do. I'm just a new guy in Raid having fun with the game, and I'm glad that you enjoy it.
I do, actually. I really do. I don't get a chance to watch too much YouTube, but I try to spot everybody's stuff a little bit. And I keep finding every time I put you on, I'm like, I actually listen to your stuff. I don't get distracted. My ADHD brain can actually focus a little bit, so it's definitely really nice. But I thought what we could do today, first off, I kind of want to just introduce you to my channel. I don't know how many of my subscribers or my viewers know about you and your stuff, so I definitely want to get a little bit of your background, introduce yourself to everybody. But also thought, because you've been playing for what, 4 months now?
Yeah, about 4 months. I just hit the 120 days.
Right. So you're really new actually to the game of Raid compared to someone like me who's been playing for 4 or 5 years. And we just finished up the Hell Hades free to play challenge. So we both kind of are relatively, we started new accounts in a relatively short amount of time. And with the new login champion coming in, the Chronicler, and a whole bunch of new stuff coming into the game, I figured this would be a good time to kind of talk a little bit about new account tips, right? So I know a lot of my viewers might be, have played the game a lot and know all this stuff, but I thought we could kind of share some of the things that we've learned just from, from me starting a new account, from you starting a new account, some tips to help people kind of on their journey a little bit. That sounds good?
That sounds great, man. I'm down to talk about whatever you want.
So easygoing. I love it. Why don't we start off though? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself, talk about your channel, what you like to do, what your jam is?
Yeah, I mean, I love YouTube, man, and I've got a handful of YouTube channels, and I ran into Raid Shadow Legends, which is my third and most newest channel. And, I realized that I actually love the game. I have a lot of fun with it. I come into content and playing the game as someone that's new, and I try to make videos that are enjoyable for people like yourself that have even been playing for 4 years that can watch a noob like myself play and find some type of enjoyment. And it's been really cool with the community. I was always told the Raid community is awesome and they really are just good people and helpful. And there's a huge truth behind that, guiding me through everything that I need to learn. I essentially learned it all from the community and from a handful of content creators like yourself that just take the time to take me under your wing and share the knowledge. And it's just been a lot of fun. And I just essentially take everyone on that journey on my channel and just have fun with it. It's literally log in, play, have a good time. That's
one of the things that actually I think I enjoy the most is that it's not, a lot of channels like my own, a lot of it is really I'm going to teach you what's happening. What I've been really enjoying about yours is that you are taking us on that journey with you. So, as you learn something, we learn something along the way. But it feels less like I'm in a classroom and a lot more like I'm on the playground with my friends, right? It's just a very much experiential kind of learning experience in that sense. And it's been a lot of fun. But I don't, are there any things that you've gleaned since you relatively new to the game? Anything that you've gleaned that you're you maybe wish you knew when you started that now? As I say that, I'm probably 15, 50, 70 different things that you would say, but what are some things that you're oh, this is something I really wish I knew back then?
Well, there's a ton of things. I actually had an account before starting this account. I had it for sponsored videos and I just played it a bit. And, I didn't have Kale as my main. So I actually decided when doing this, I was going to make Kale my main. He's like the go-to you should start with. And he's really carried me. And it's starting to get to the point right now where he's he's being taken out of my comps and being replaced with maybe some other champions, which is really cool. He's the one I've invested the most into. I'm fully mastered him out. And again, I'm 4 months into the game, maybe a little bit behind where some of your viewers are 4 months into the game. But, I thought that he was going to be like my man all the way through, like Kale until the end. But really, as you start unlocking, maybe an S or A tier epic, or some legendary champions that really do step up and have that potential, you start seeing those champions go down. So really just realizing that this champion is going to be here with me until a certain point in time and then go and be replaced. And then I need to always be rebuilding champions as gear gets better, replacing that gear. And it's not just, all right, I'm going to build him here and that's where he's going to lie for the life of my account.
Yeah. And I think that's such a hard mental hurdle, really, when it comes to these type of games, is to recognize that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like all of us are like, I want to build this thing and then it's done and then it's set. Yeah. And it's like it's never like that. It's always an evolving, constantly changing system. Which, I mean, to be fair, is part of what makes it fun, right? We're always trying to improve and make it better. But at the same time, I feel like, especially early on, if you're a new player, you get really stuck in that mindset of like, this is it, and then you go, wait a minute, but now it's not working. Why is it not working anymore at these levels? And it's like, you gotta constantly evolve it, constantly change it. That's a really good point. I hadn't really thought about that. One of the things that I think was really one of the things that I wish I was better at, and I think is really important for new players, or when you're just starting an account, is really grinding that arena. That's one of those things that I constantly struggle with. I still haven't maxed out my own Great Hall 5 years in, and I was being made fun of that 2 years ago, right? So like, for me, arena's never been my main focus. I always like the PvE stuff a lot better. But it is definitely, one of those things where it's like, you really need to push this and try and push this every single day, even if you're only doing your minimum 5 attacks, but you really want to kind of keep that going. I'm stuck on my Arbiter missions on my free to play. I just haven't been able to, push that as far as I'd like to. And a big part of that is I just don't do arena nearly enough. I don't know. I don't know how you've been feeling about your arena approaches lately or anything like that, but
I have an arena team that a friend of mine helped me build. Super fast team, and it does really well. I win the majority of the battles. With that being said, my defense is set up to lose, so I'm always getting opponents that are just I'm not pushing arena as you're talking about. But that's more for events, trying to get the rewards from that stuff. Although I know as you push higher, you do get bigger events. So my participation in arena is good. And I think I have a decent team right now. I do want to rebuild it at some point, obviously. But I have an area that I severely under invest time into, and that's the missions, man. The missions.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I just saw your eyes bug out there. It's like I'm so far behind on the missions where it's just like initial missions. It's just something I never started with, didn't realize it until a month in, and it's just continuously been an area where I'm behind, and it's not fun to go on those missions because they're so far behind. It's just I have to sit there for a day. Maybe I should do like an 8-hour stream catching up on missions,
just trying to get through
all of them.
It's hard, I mean, the truth of the matter, missions can be a little bit tricky because they're designed to waste your time. Like the way the push and keeps are lined up is like when you finish one, you're gonna have to wait a week to get to the next one, and you're gonna have to wait a week to get to the one after that. And so it's kind of in that vein. I always say like spend time on it, but don't spend too much time on it. Keep it as like when you get bored.
The rewards are good.
Rewards are great. Absolutely. Dude, speaking of rewards, oh my God. One of the things I did not do when we first started, and I'm still horrible at, Doom Tower. I don't know how much you've pushed on this, but this is absolutely so nice. If you can push, I mean, I don't know, in our free to play competition, we had more than a few people that were able to actually beat this on our first month in. They were able to beat the normal. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, being able to push Doom Tower, you get some really nice rewards on it. And you also get some nice gear mats. And it just becomes something that I completely neglected on my in the beginning, because it just wasn't that crucial to me. But I think is really, really valuable if you can do it. And is worth doing for sure. Extra books, extra energy, all that fun stuff. But anyway, you can get some little bit extra energy. Definitely worth the push on that.
It's a nice idea. You know where I'm stuck? That first acidy spider thing. I think it's level 20. I can't beat that guy. So that's where I'm stuck. I could probably progress more once. Yeah. So.
No, like I'm not even joking. I was completely stuck on that myself, and then I got advice from YST, and I think you mentioned at the very top about how community in this game is so valuable. Like even for a veteran like myself, I got stuck, and what I have to do, I had to rely on somebody else for some advice and help, but got me through it, got me to push a little bit higher. So we make it as a community. I think it's kind of the fun stuff. Yeah,
YST's a cool guy also.
YST's dope for sure. Big fan of him. What other areas have you been, or is there any other tips or something? Like what about like building your teams or anything like that you kind of had to learn about along the way?
Yeah, gearing is always difficult. I went on the Hell Hades tool. I was utilizing his tool. I paid for the subscription, but I'm not a big brain in any game I play. Every game that I play, Diablo Immortal, for example, I play high level, but I'm not the guy that knows every stat. Like you with Clan Boss, you are just extremely knowledgeable. I have a general knowledge, and that's how I like to play. It's just who I am as a person, as a creator, and all that. So when I was on that tool, there's a huge learning curve to use the tool as well. And once you learn that curve, it could be a really useful tool. So I struggled through using that initially, and obviously I haven't put as much time into it as I should. And then just sometimes when gearing champions, possibly because the amount of optimal gear I have is low, it could be extremely frustrating. So again, that's another thing I rely on the community for. We do it live on stream, and which could be a challenge in itself, doing it live on stream with many people giving you advice. But it's fun, and it makes something that is sometimes a really difficult thing for me into something that could be fun, because just making it done in a different way.
I agree with you on that. Man. Gearing is tough. It's really hard. Like even I struggle with it. I struggle with it all the time. It's hard to find the right pieces to make what you need work. And then early on, you just don't have those pieces, right? They're just not available to you. So it doesn't matter how hard you work at it, how much you want something to happen. If you don't have the gear, if you don't have the pieces, you can't do it. I have to run this weird arena team that people can like see half of behind you, but like it's like a slow kind of tanky sort of team. And it's like this weird, like I got Maneater going super fast to make this work, and Vogoth in there to keep me alive, but it kind of works. But this is again, like this is what I have available to me. So I just got to use what's there. It's not preferred, but it is what it is.
No, that's what makes it fun though, man. You have the tools in the box, and you put together what you can put together to make it work. And that's part of what I enjoy about the game too. And something I just learned from you actually in our video that we did on my channel, you were helping me with Clan Boss. Yeah. And building a team there. It really sunk in that last hour we spoke about that. I'm going to have a handful of champions that are allocated to a specific element of the game, and that I may not be able to use them over here and over there as well, that they're going to be focused on a certain particular area based on how I build them out. And really, for someone like me that has a handful of max level champions, I had the feeling that I could kind of use them everywhere. They could carry me through everything. And really, that's not true. And building out teams that are going to be specific to their roles is kind of my next step, which is going to be my Clan Boss team, building out an arena team. And, campaign farming is probably going to be the easiest. You just put whoever can wipe out whatever in there as quick as possible.
Once you get that one champion, you're pretty much set there at the very least. Yeah, it's a funny evolution of like going from I'm just going to build these champions to do anything because I only have so many champions, to then being like, oh no, now I can build champions and have them for certain areas. Definitely a change, right? And it's been fun. I know on my account I've been able to go through that a little bit, but it's definitely, it makes the choices of like, who am I ranking up, who am I leveling up, who am I gearing up, a lot more difficult sometimes, because you're like, well, what's more important, that I build this Fire Knight team and get this guy for that, or should I build this person for arena? And and then you're going like, well, Pikatoon does the job good. Do I really need to build another speed champion? Like, is that replacement worth it? And it can get real complex, I think, after a while. But yeah, understanding that that's an inevitability, I think, is just super, super important. Well, look, go on. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say two things. First of all, I'm watching your team right now and realizing that yours is a heck of a lot better than mine. Just going through these stages, very fast. Your Rathalos, nice job building them out. I've struggled with the legendary books and being able to get enough to get them quickly where they need to be. I assume that you have him skilled out. But I think the best way for my progress is I'll give you my ID and you could shoot me over a mythical champion or two just to my inbox, and that would greatly help my progress. Thank you, dude.
Yeah. We could do that. I was telling the story. I haven't really talked about this with my audience, but I was telling the story to some of my moderators. But like, I've been doing some help with some streamers that are doing like sponsored videos for Raid, and it's happened twice where like they start a new account and we're going through and we're talking about the game and like we're talking about fun stuff, and of course we pull some shards, and on both times these guys pulled their one mythical shard, their one primal shard, and each of them gets a mythical champion. It was just like, what to start off your account with the level 60 mythical champion right off the bat without having to do anything else was so mind-blowing. So yes, I'll come by and we'll open some primal shards together, and that'll work out just perfectly for us.
Appreciate it.
That's great. Well, look, hey, the main reason why I wanted to bring you on, it wasn't, I wanted to have something for us to talk about, and I think it's like, things that we kind of didn't know, with starting out, or things that we wish we did better, I think is a good place to begin. But really what I want to do is I just want to introduce you to my viewers, because I think you're somebody, if they like watching me and I'm a little bit silly sometimes, I think they will absolutely enjoy watching you. I think you're a great guy. You do a really great job on your videos. They're going to appreciate it. So make sure to go check out Echo's channel. Again, I will have it linked down below in the pinned comment description of the video. So please go check him out. He is a really top-notch dude, top-notch creator, somebody you're going to want to hang out with. And that's basically it, man. So I just want to say thanks for coming on. Thanks for having me on your channel. I'll try to link the collab that we did together as well. Did a lot more in-depth talking about Clan Boss, how to build a team, like what you're looking for when you're first starting out. I think it's actually really informative video and really helpful for people that are struggling with Clan Boss or new to this game. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to the next time we get together and do this. So anyway, I just want to say thanks for coming on. Hopefully we'll be doing this again pretty shortly.
Yeah, man, I loved having you on mine. I think the video was valuable for me to learn, and probably for many others as well. And thanks for bringing me on to introduce me to your community. I appreciate it. If anyone does decide to come over, say what's up in the comments. I'll be sure to take a look, an extra deep look that day, to see who comes over from the Deadwood community.
All right, go for an extra deep look. Go check out Echo's channel. Link down below. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks again, Echo, for coming on today. And until next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.